That Ron.
And Ron said he was going to be here.
What happened to Paul?
Okay.
Paul.
Paul came on Monday night very late. We were in the middle of
Paul actually was not right for the CureTeam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monday night's good for him, but he often doesn't make it.
He was the wrong kind of person, and I think Micah may be the wrong kind. It's very hard to find the right people for this.
I feel special.
You're special. Oh, there's Ross. Here she go in the other room. Rosella Di Domenico. Where have you been, young lady? What'd you do today?
Me?
Yeah.
What did I was out. I took Max to the brand new karate studio where
Did you go to a PTA meeting?
something like that. Then I had coffee with my friend Sylvestra.
Oh, nice.
I got caught up on all her life. And that was fun.
Okay. Good.
And then I, just did my thing around here.
Your workout?
My workout, cleaned, washed the floors, took the dog outside, shoveled snow, made fires. It's like full-on winter still.
Sheesh. You definitely have to do your job.
Oh, yeah.
Get another. Up there in the Alp. You're at the last Alp.
Made food for everybody. And here comes Ross.
I just have to say that you really are exceptional and unique.
Hello?
Hi, Ross.
Well, thank
Hi,
you.
Diane.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go on mute a second. Georg's calling me about Max. Hold on.
Story, and he was dismissed. He stayed at home for 2 days, and then on Monday morning, early morning, we went back, and this is tiring him, of course. But this time is different because if they don't get that exam and understand what to do to improve the count of the platelets, there can't be no surgery. So now that is majority one.
I'm very happy to be home.
Oh, well, I came and it started to feel very cold, and it wasn't cold at all. Of course, it's hotter in the hospital, and he decided to go to bed, and now he's upstairs half asleep. Tonight, I'm going to insist for him to have some dinner, because he's eating very little at the hospital, and I can understand that because the food is not so great.
No.
But I'm cooking something nice for him, and then I come that way and do immunics, of course.
Rosella. There we go. What time is it there? For you?
6:21.
For Ross?
Yes.
Yeah.
The same.
Hey, Bootsy,
We're the same.
your camera's off, Boots.
No, your camera's on. I see you.
Camera's on.
Yeah, it's working. It's doing fine.
Oh.
A
Now,
little dark. I think it's going to get dark.
one thing you were saying Barb, you were saying a few minutes ago that, oh, I lost Barb again.
No, I'm here, but I don't see her, so I'm trying to turn my camera on and off.
Oh, you just turned your camera off for some reason. Oh, okay. You turning your camera on and off is not going to help you see Boots.
Do you see Ross?
I see Ross.
I see Ross, yeah, and I see.
Go ahead and look for the video. That's all right.
I'll turn mine off.
All right, let me go back to Barb. No, Jen, it's not going to help. If I can see you, then it's not going to help to turn it on and off.
Okay.
Helps me. When we're on chocolate.
Okay.
Nice mascara, Barb.
Can you
See my life? I know.
can you see her now, Barb?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. Now, you were saying that you didn't want to ask people for money. Stay there. Talk to me.
I'm not in the place where it comes easily, no.
Okay. All right. So what I want you to know about this whole effort is that this. Let me just let's not make this about you, okay? This effort is about all of us asking all kinds of people for all kinds of things. And you have your particular path in it, and others of us have our particular path. And none of our paths come easy, and that's what these meetings are about. What we have come to is that we don't know what to say. And that also that maybe you can't ever know what to say. That it's in each moment that we discover what to say. So it's not easy. What?
There is an echo.
Oh, Greg, go on mute, would you? Thanks. Thank you for telling. Thanks for telling me. Okay. So that being said, today I saw a movie.
The echo is, do you have another phone on, or is it your speakers, or what?
I don't have another phone on.
So,
you guys try to come to this,
I can turn off my mic.
no, that's not on your end. It's here, right?
I don't think so.
Well, where does it light up? Okay, it's yours. It's yours, Bootsy.
Yeah, it's yours.
Okay.
You often go on mute when we're talking, and that's good. Okay. Today I saw a movie. It goes in there and put what you can't do at all. You put the ends in that. Today I saw a movie. A guy was talking about how he opened a yoga studio in New York City. And he rented the space on 9/10/91. Does that date ring a bell? Okay. Yep. And you know what? He said it redoubled his feeling that he needed to open that studio when, the catastrophe happened. He knew more than ever that he had to do it. Now, let me just show you my my screen here. Let me turn my camera on, and here I go. Okay, that's you, Boots. And okay, if you go here, see on the new timeline, if you go to more, you see it, and there's a drop-down box and it says Notes. You got to be on my wall to do this. And if you go there, you go to my notes, and it's in these movies right here. These YouTube movies. Okay? And it's not there yet. I didn't put it there yet. But that's where it is. And anyway, any and all of these people are people you could phone up. Like, Boots, can you picture yourself calling this guy? Can you make phone calls to New York from Austria easily? Oh, go off mute and talk.
Yes, of course I can.
All right. Okay. So you call up this guy and get a secretary, and you tell the secretary who you are, and then she says, "All right, I'll arrange." And you get an appointment with this guy, and you call him up, and let's be you be him, I'll be you, and we're going to play a role.
Who's the guy? The yoga studio,
you know, I don't remember his name, so it could be anybody. So why don't?
He's the guy who owns the yoga studio.
Yeah, but let's call him Harold.
Okay.
All right. So you're Harold, and you're channeling the guy whose movie I just watched, is what you're doing. So that's who you want to channel.
Right, but I haven't seen the movie.
No,
It doesn't
you don't
matter.
have to see. See, you can channel anybody on Earth. Did you know that you can do a chiropractic adjustment on Barb from where you...
Well, I've heard that through you, yeah.
Have you ever tried...
I haven't tried it.
What? Do you ever try doing chiropractic adjustments on people? At all?
Like, physically, when they're there?
Why don't you do this?
Yeah.
You just point your hand. You can use your daughter. You point your hand at her back. And you pick up the vertebrae through your fingers and adjust it. Or not if it doesn't need it. And you'll go down and you'll feel where they need adjustment and where they don't. It's that simple. And then, but you got to do the thing with the whole body, the feet, the knees, everything, okay? We're not going to do that right now. It's just something for you to practice and feel competent with, okay?
Okay.
But don't touch her.
Okay.
You don't touch people. You do the chiropractic adjustment without touching people. Okay. Oh, Greg, would you call Ron on your cell phone and find out what's going on with him? Okay.
Okay.
So,
Harold.
this guy, by the way, this guy's name is Jonathan. Let's call him John.
Okay.
So,
Forget Harold. Back to Jane.
forget Harold. Back
Okay.
to John.
I didn't like Harold anyway.
All right. It's better to use somebody's real name.
Yeah.
So, I'm you. Ring, ring.
Okay. Am I the secretary or you got John now?
No,
Okay.
we have an appointment that was made by this. He wasn't in when you called, but she said call back at 5 o'clock and he'll be around.
Okay. All right. Hello, this is John.
Hi there.
Hi.
I called earlier. I'm Jan.
Okay. What can I do for you?
Thank you for asking. What you can do for me is very big, so I'll start by saying that you can learn something. How about that for an idea?
I like it.
For a moment, you can learn something. Okay.
Okay.
Now, you can see me here on Skype, right?
Yeah.
And, okay, so this is me, and I see you, so this is good. It's nice to be able to see your face. And, look at my finger. See what my finger's doing?
It's moving, yeah.
Yeah, see that? Hold your hand up like I have. Just pick one of your hands and hold it up. All right, thanks. Now you're going to ask a question and look for a signal like that little involuntary movement. I was demonstrating it. I wasn't actually getting one. But you're going to look for a signal and ask a question, look for a signal like that. And it's an involuntary movement. And the question is, can I cure things? Go ahead.
All right. Can I cure things? Wow. Well, felt something.
Here's Ron here.
I know he's not. He'll be on.
Okay. Okay. That is how I cured the flu 4 times this winter using that.
The little finger thing
Yep.
cures the flu.
Well, not yet it doesn't, because you don't know how to cure anything yet.
Okay. Well, tell me more.
Cut. Ron,
I'm here.
are you on the phone or Skype?
I dialed into Greg's Skype.
Okay, all right, fine. It'd be good if you could be by the computer. There's things I want to show you.
He can only be on.
I can't. I'm actually on the road, so I'm in my car.
Okay. Make the time to be in these meetings. You with me?
Yes.
Because they're important. Like, make this the most important thing you do all week.
All right, I got it.
Okay. Meanwhile, find it, welcome and enjoy. You can listen. Okay. Now,
You're done?
what was it like to be him?
Okay. Let me get my headphones back on. To be Harold?
Yeah.
It was good because, Harold was kind of open,
Yeah, it was nice. And how do you feel about Jen?
I liked her.
He liked her.
He liked her.
You're not him anymore.
Okay, he liked her. Okay.
Okay. All right. People support the person. It's not the thing, it's the person, it's who you are.
Right.
And you never know who supports you. You have to ask.
Yeah.
You have to ask people. You have to go from person to person to person to person and ask and ask and ask. Now, by the way, did you ask Georg about doing an immersion weekend?
Yeah.
And what did he say about that?
He's interested.
Okay. There's something...
Yeah, he's got some questions.
Okay, well, I'd be happy to talk to him. But anyway, there's some questions. There are some things that came to my mind after we talked that I want to share with you. Now, I know I'm doing what I always do, which is I'm zipping off into something, that may not be exactly what we were just talking about completely,
A tangent.
Yeah, a sort of a tangential. But here's Ross, okay? And I just wanted to say that, Ross, we are lucky to have you. All of us are very, very lucky to have you. And, Jenna was talking, and she was saying, they were asking me about this guy who used to come to the meetings, and I said he's probably not right for the CureTeam. Though I love the guy, he isn't right for the CureTeam. But you are. And see, that's the thing about Ron. I'll just say this to you, Ron. You are right for the CureTeam. You with me?
Yes, yes.
There are very few people who are right for the CureTeam. That's why I want you on the CureTeam so badly, because you're right for it. And also, you need it. You need to be on the CureTeam because your life can really alter if you are. You should go on mute, Jen, again. Anyway, as I was, came away from my chat with you yesterday, and I realized something about Ross. And it's the same thing that I know about Franny, which is that, Ross has a husband who will not ask, he will not do what John just did in that role play a minute ago. Like, he won't sit on the phone and just go, oh, sure, I'll try it, And, he's absolutely not. He won't ask a question. He won't look for a signal. He just says no, flat out no. And he's got cancer. And he's bleeding. And they're rushing him to the hospital, and they're doing more tests, and then he comes home, and they say, we can't do the operation. We're worried about your platelet level, and all this stuff is going on, and he still won't do it. And Ross, her love never wavers. For an instant, her love never wavers. And Ross, this is what makes you an exceptional person. It's your ability to love. You're on mute. You're on mute, Ross.
Excuse me. I say thank you.
Yeah. Well, we're very lucky to have you here. And I felt like that about Jen yesterday because I was thinking that the most important thing on earth is to have somebody to love. And that doesn't necessarily mean that the person is going to cure their cancer. They might die.
Yeah.
And like, I had my dogs. Now there's another thing I noticed, which is what I've noticed about Ross is that Ross never lets you never let Roberto affect you. You just do what you do anyway. Like you win. You know, you do your immunics. You do it all day. You tweet about it all day. You do everything. You come to every single meeting you can possibly be at. You used to do the European prayer meeting when you weren't working at that time. You know, like you just do it all. And he loves you and he supports you. And he makes your dinner and brings it to you while you're in the meeting, you know?
Yes.
And so, and you know, when you love somebody and you hang in there and let them be who they are and also who they are not, because that's, loving somebody means you love them for who they are and who they are not. And that's the way I felt about my dogs. Like, I used to look at my dogs and I'd say, boy, are you guys dumb, you know? A bunch of dumb dogs. I got a pack of hounds here, you know? And I love that about them. I literally love their dumbness and their stubbornness and obstinacy and, like, I loved everything that was annoying about them. So,
That's love.
Yeah, that's what love is, you know, so and you see, love is something that we do. Like, Jen, go off mute, and Ross, you go on mute. Remember the other day you were saying that you want to get closer to God?
Yes.
And you want to be with a partner who gets you closer to God, right? Who helps you, who supports that.
Yeah.
Wrong. That is not how you get closer
Hey, shut me up.
That is not how you get closer to God. You set yourself up by saying a dumb thing. Getting closer to God is always only about you.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
never about anybody else. And the way you get closer to God, like in my case, was to love my dogs, you know? And part of that was like I failed my dogs at the end. I failed Daisy, I failed Zeke and Pupper, I failed Brown, I failed a little dog I brought home one time and we didn't keep the dog and that was a failure. And I think about all this and I go back over my time with them and I think of all the things I did wrong with them, you know? And that's part of love too. But I will tell you, that over the years, like I had those dogs for like 12, 15 a year. I got them, like Barb got the dogs for us. It was Barb who got me to have dogs. You did it. You did this for me. And I will never forget you for it, Barb. I will never forget you for it.
Get back for that. Yep.
You have greatness. And you gave me something I never would have given it to myself. And you gave it to me. You insisted that we adopt dogs. And you just wouldn't stop. And we did. We adopted them. And we were all so happy about it after we did it. You know, after we got used to it. But I will tell you that, Jen, that over the years, those dogs changed. Their dimension changed. Their consciousness went up. And they were still dumb, you know, and they still couldn't get out of their own way. And they still, you know, like, you know... I mean, they got themselves all killed in one way or another, you know. But they were different. They were higher. They'll reincarnate as human beings. They advanced spiritually. And they advanced because I chose to love them. I made a choice to love those dogs for who they weren't and who they were. And that made me into something completely different than I was before I got a dog, you know. And one thing about Barb, you have to give Barb a lot of credit, because whatever your failings are, Barb, the thing that you have is you got love. You got a lot of love. You're an amazing person with love, you know. And that makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. Let me tell you a little story. A few days ago, I was in the kitchen, and I was having negative thoughts about Franny. I was complaining, she left this in my way, and why does she do this, and she didn't know where to put this other thing, and why does she bring all these things in here, and they're covering the butcher blind. I'm just walking around complaining and, you know, grousing about all this stuff. And I suddenly, in the middle of it, I said, God, I'm messing myself up here. I'm actually, lowering my consciousness. I'm separating myself from God, and I'm not feeling good about this. It's not making me feel good. And in the middle of that, I just went right back to it. I went right back to doing the same dumb thing I knew not to do. And I encountered the next thing. I went, God, why does she, what did she, and I was sputtering. And all of a sudden, I noticed this little glint on the ground, on the rug in front of the sink. There was this thing that caught my eye. It was a flash of light coming off the rug. And the first thing I thought is, oh my God, there's broken glass on the floor. That's all I need, right where I stand. So I couldn't see it again because it sort of passed up across my eye. But I said, I'm going to go look. I'm going to go down there. I got to find this thing because I can't. I'm going to stand on it. It's going to get in my foot because I'm always barefoot in the kitchen. So I bent way over and looked. And here is what I saw.
Heart.
See it?
Yep.
This is a glitter heart. It was one of Franny's glitter hearts that she dropped on the kitchen floor. And suddenly I got the message from Franny. Because Franny is always teaching me all the time. And the message is, dump the shit and feel your love. And I just started feeling how much I love Franny and how grateful I am that Franny is in my life and that she continues to instruct me. In my dark, and I was realizing all of a sudden, I said, boy, that was a dark moment. I was having a moment of darkness, and there was Franny. She was inside that and came in and changed me. I changed, and it's a psychic thing. I know that Franny accidentally dropping a heart on the floor doesn't seem like an intuitive action, but it was. Real intuition is not easy to understand. Sushi chefs are intuitive, and I ate with the best. And I'll never forget, there was one night I was going to my usual restaurant, but there was this other restaurant I liked, and they had a dish that you could order separately called nambanzuki. It's vinegared, deep-fried vinegared fish. And I was thinking, I'll just go in here. I'm just so in the mood for nambanzuki. And I hitched up my bike in front of this other restaurant, and then I said, no, I want to go eat with Naga. It's much better. So I went, it was just a couple of blocks over. I rode over there, and I hitched my bike up in front of Takazushi and went in and sat down in front of Naga. And, they have these little dishes of things they give out for free. What do you think the first one he gave me was? Nambanzuki. See, he was intuitive. I have known a lot of intuitive people. And in order to get... See, Barb, what's going to happen for you? If you wander around all day asking people for money, it will develop your intuition and all the other abilities that you need to develop. And you have to do it, or you're not going anywhere. There really is generally only one path out of the morass that any of us find ourselves in. And all the other ones lead nowhere. They lead back into another morass or a worse morass or one that's slightly better, but you never, ever deal with the problem. You never deal with the problem, And so what I see when I look at Ross is somebody who accepts her husband and is willing for him to be himself, even in the face of that he's killing himself. He'll die. And Ross just continues to love him and doesn't resent him for that. She'll let him be who he is. And she'll handle her end. And also, Ross, I see that you've got his back, You're doing everything you can for him. Every last little thing that you can. And that's what I always did for my dogs. You know, having a dog is no different than having a life partner, or like in my case, like I live with Franny and Greg, and I love Franny and Greg. And they are an enormous source of support to me. And I'm sure that we can all agree that generally the people we know, like Barb, when I think about you, I think about all of these people who you have been so masterful at getting the support that they're capable of giving from them, you know? Like Jordana and Michael and you know, that constellation of people that are around you. Nancy, Robbie, whoever, you know, even Chrissy, you know. You take what she's capable of giving, and good, you know, good for you. That's the skill. That's the skill. You what?
So there's a lot more people. I realized people who have supported me in the past, you know, with bigger projects like, I don't know if you remember Bob Green and Catherine Alport.
Sure.
I saw them the other day and realized how to just, you know, remember that, like I had an original core group of people that were, you know, better for like bigger projects, and they were really great people. And when I saw Bob, for example, it was almost like he was like, so what can I do now? You know, like he wanted me to ask him for something. What do you need me for? Like some people have such regular routine lives that, you know, they appreciate that somebody else is doing something out of the routine and they want to participate a little better. That's where that's how Michael's becoming. And I can see how this is a skill I would like to develop more, because then I could go to any city and any place and do it there too.
Yeah, that's true. And you can also be in this city where you are and do everything.
You know, I think it might be good for me to use the telephone too. Because sometimes when I go out, I'm just having too much fun, or riding around on my bike. It's just having a good time.
It's good to use the telephone, it's good to use your bike, and also, I don't see anything wrong with having a good time while you're wandering around asking people for money. I had a very good time when I was doing it outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, the equivalent to what you do with finding the heart as well, because I don't ride around asking people for money. I just ride around until I'm done, and then when I'm done and I land, like the person next to me is the person, you know, I'm supposed to ask or be with. I just have fun till I'm done, and then I sit down, and then there's the person. Like yesterday, I had Barbara Anthony, and yeah, I see, like, you know, I have a knack for running into people if I just, you know, stay connected while I'm making my rounds.
And when you're with the wrong people, you go away, right?
Yeah, well, actually, like, you know, I think Barbara Anthony was slightly the wrong person.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't have stopped. I should have just ridden right by her, but, you know.
Well, see, there's no harm in stopping and saying hello to somebody, though, is there?
I guess so, yeah.
There's really no harm in that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
See, there's a lot of skills you have to learn, and one of them is, like, not spending... You need to spend with some people no more than 3 minutes, and with anybody, no matter how great they are, no more than 20 minutes.
That's true. Why did you spend that much time? Yeah.
Because you can do anything, you can cure anything in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So to go back to the role play we were doing, Jen, so you come off mute now, and so John is there, and I'm going to go back into it. Okay. So, John, now that you get a sense of what this is, can you see any way that you can help, or that anything I can do to, you know, to make the world aware that they can cure the flu, because where I live, virtually nobody knows, even though I do it in front of them and tell them and so on, or that they can cure anything else. Have you got any ideas for me?
Well, I could teach it at my yoga classes.
Okay. Let's do a little more, and we'll like look at that, teaching it at your yoga classes. Cut. Okay, that's see, that was magnificent, wasn't it? It just takes a second.
Mm-hmm.
You know, here's this person, because that's right. It actually is a form of yoga, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah. So it's the yoga of the immune system. Now, I put these movies up for all of you. And I want everybody to go to my Facebook wall now. Okay? And go to my Facebook wall and see right here where it says more.
It says more.
See where it says more?
I'm still getting the Facebook.
Barb, can you go to my Facebook wall too?
And tell them it's a drop-down menu.
It's a drop-down menu, so if you click on more, at the very bottom it says notes.
Okay.
And the notes are, here's the YouTube movies for the CureTeam. And I'm going to tell you a little something about, for one thing, Barb, you see this thing, it says Week 9 Dynamic Thought at the top?
Yeah.
I actually put that up there for you. And there's like probably 24 of these short movies. They're about 10 minutes long each. But everybody can benefit from this. This is a classic in the world of why people succeed and fail. And it's just, you know, there's just a lot of things in it that you can pick up. Okay, this thing, I was telling Boots about its keys, Mulker, how a dead duck changed my life. And I just was thinking, you got to see this movie, you know? That's why it's there. I don't know what relevance it has to tipping Immunix into tipping Cure into global consciousness, but it's definitely a fun thing. Now this movie, on the other hand, it says, why and how do we engage? And that's an important... Oh, that was Ross sending me a message.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
I just commented.
Yeah, that makes that noise when you comment. Okay, why and how do we engage? And this will tell you why people who you succeed with, they cure something, they're doing well, and then they don't cure the thing, whatever it is, the next thing, the thing they need to cure. This one, A Fire in Their Bellies, one of the nice little things in this is that it's about some people who stuck to their mission no matter what. And, oh, that's another thing. Remember when you were saying, Bootsy, that it's your mission to get closer to God? That is not your mission, it's your goal.
Yeah.
Getting closer to God, it can't be a mission.
Really?
No, it can only be a goal. Missions are different. For example, Elizabeth I had a mission, and she achieved it. Her mission was, number one, to get the Catholic... Hey guys over there, be with me, okay? Her mission was to get the Catholic Church out of England, and she did. And the other mission, the other part of it was just to make Britain a world power so that they got the Catholic Church out of a lot of other places too. And that happened. So she did good, you know. That's a mission, okay? Okay. This is called a magic state of mind. And this guy is not just doing magic tricks. He is showing you something about yourself. And it's this thing, Barb, you know what you were saying about how it doesn't come easy to you to, to go around asking people for money in the place where you are right now. And it's the way to get out of the place you are right now. And this is what he's talking about and demonstrate. He actually demonstrates it in this movie. Okay.
Where's this movie on your page? I don't see the movie.
It's on the. Okay, you have to actually click on YouTube movies for the CureTeam.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah, you have to actually click on that to get the movies.
I didn't have a more on mine.
Okay.
I found it.
Now,
I see.
this one is on citizenship journalism, and it's telling you that you can make your own movies, because basically what she's saying is people like the kind of movies we make, and they don't like the kind of movies that CNN makes. Okay, they don't want to watch professional newscasters and stuff like that. Okay. Also, the one on the new way to work. This is what you're doing is a form of free work. Basically, you work for. I'll talk to you. You work for somebody, and then afterwards you ask them for money. And this is what this is exactly what he's talking about. He's advising a graduating class out of college to do this. What I've advised you to do. So the idea here is, I am not alone. It is not stupid me giving you dumb advice. Watch these movies, and you can see that these people know the same thing I know, and that they're just applying it to, of course, something other than what we apply it to. And with that, let me see if Lisa is around and ready. I'll try her on her home number. Okay, that's an invalid phone number. Okay, Greg, there's an
at the top there.
yeah. Could maybe you should come over and look. I'll call her on her mobile. The home number's wrong. I don't know why. Let's try this. Might be better to get her.
Cell phone.
This is her cell. The home number doesn't work. It's invalid.
I know. It's happened before like that, and then it works.
Hello?
Well, there. How are ya?
Who is this?
You're with the CureTeam.
Oh, wow, I'm in my storage unit with some people helping me. Oh, that's right. We talked about this today. I didn't realize that I had something scheduled.
Well, we had an appointment. All right, let's.
I know.
All right.
I know. What a drag. Is there anything I can do? Just hanging on the phone with you guys for a while here?
I'll tell you what. Why don't we push it back? Let me call you over the weekend.
Okay, I'm so sorry to be out of
don't worry about it.
with this.
It's okay. We're just in the middle of our meeting, so it's not a problem at all. We'll just go on with what we were doing. It's not.
Okay, but I'm really sorry to be missing the pearls of wisdom that could come out of this.
It will. Don't worry. I got your back. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, baby. See you later.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Peace and love. Bye bye.
Peace, love.
Bye.
Jen, I can't see you now. But Barb, do you see Jen?
Well, it's dark there where she is. She's in the dark a little.
Oh, no. Jen.
No, her camera went off. That's right. The camera went off.
Okay. Jen, turn your camera off and on.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only see a picture.
I want to say that Lisa, who we just spoke to. Oh, Jana, did you turn your camera off and on?
I did. Didn't it work?
No.
No.
Right. I've done it twice.
Try again.
It's plugged in.
Yeah, check if it's plugged in.
Okay. I think it's back.
Yeah, okay, it is.
Okay, but it's really dark in here now.
Okay. Well, maybe you should turn on a light.
Yeah, I have to move some lights. Or you want it like this, or should I get some lights closer? Because I have that overhead light on, but I have to move some other lights. So if you want me to do that, it'll be.
No, that's okay. Well, actually, yeah, move a light.
Okay.
And just try to keep these lights in place or have them in place when we have the meeting, you know?
Well, I usually do, but I'm in a different room, so.
Okay.
Uh,
Now, Lisa illustrates something that we're all up against, which is that what we're doing here, I mean, and see, Lisa, I want you to know, has gone through some serious stuff, and we were talking, and she really wants help. You know, I talked to her the other day, and she wants help, and she knows I can give it to her. We go back a very long way. She was my assistant for 3 years. And so she, you know, knows and trusts me, and she's also, as you can see, a good person. I mean, she doesn't, like, blow things off. And people like Lisa do what she did. You know, they're just not in touch with this. And it's why I've got everybody tweeting, because Lisa, see, I know when you don't tweet, I know you're not doing it. And right now Barb is tweeting, so I know she is doing it. Right, Barb? This is what we all need to know this, that, you know, it isn't just Roberto refusing. With most people, I mean, look at Ron, for example. Like, the other day, I talked to Ron, like, what was it, day before yesterday, I talked with him. He knows he needs to be in this meeting. He knows that. He was like totally clear about it. I mean, he was just like flat about it. And you notice he didn't show up. We called him and he said, "Oh yeah, hook me up." He's in the car. You know, he's going somewhere. Whatever. It just went right out the other side of his head. You know? And you know what? It's possible that Ron, maybe he feels like he isn't good enough for this. That's quite possible. That Ron just feels like that he's not, he's not up to it. Like there's really nothing he can do. You know, he can't tip Cure into global consciousness. You know, he just tries to help people when he sees they need a little help, and you know, if they won't take it, then he moves on, and you know, that's what he sees. Like he doesn't actually understand that he can call anybody on earth and, you know, cause a real supporter to come to help. And we can all do that. You know what you were just saying about using the phone? See, Barb, what I think is you should not do any one kind of activity for very long. You know? Yeah, sure. Like you should hand out bumper stickers for half an hour. You should wander around talking to people for, you know, a couple of hours. You should use the phone for a couple of hours. You should, you know, I mean, just do one. But the thing is to keep going all day and make $30 every day minimum, every single day, and ask at least 20 people for money every single day, no matter where you are or what you do. And if there's nobody around but somebody who gave you money 20 minutes ago, and you need, you know, you need to just ask one more person. They don't have to say yes. You know, you could just say, "Hey, could I have some more money?" And you've done it. You got your 20.
I was laughing the other day because right after you told me to do this, I went out and in one day 3 people asked me for money. I was laughing. I told this one kid, I said, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be asking you for money." And I said, "I must be looking rich," and he was laughing.
Well, did you see Moneyball, Barb?
Moneyball? No. I know the one with the... No, I never did see that movie.
Brad Pitt.
Mm-hmm.
Get the movie. You're going to love it. I just watched it. You're going to love it. You will love it.
I gotta start over. Okay.
It's a wonderful movie. Okay. You know, you gave me an idea a minute ago. I want everybody to tweet. I'm gonna go on mute for like 5 minutes, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes to tweet what you've gotten out of the meeting so far. Okay, so here we go. I'm going on mute now. So this letter that you're going to read is to a doctor who could be a supporter, and he advocates a vegetarian diet.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Dear Dr. McDougall, I'm inspired to write to you for several reasons. Thank you for the incredible work you do for humanity as well as the animals in this world. Your commitment to this endeavor speaks volumes about who you are and what you are up to. About 6 months ago, I had the good fortune to find a group of people much like ourselves that are changing the way people handle disease and health. I had a thyroid nodule and was looking for a way to cure it myself. Being in the health and fitness industry for 20 years, being a long-time low-fat vegetarian, I knew something else was required for me to realize a cure. I found it on YouTube, no less, and met regular people who cured medically incurable diseases. Yes, it's possible, and it's accessible to all people from all walks of life. I know you want that available to everyone as well. I can also see the toll your work takes on your physical and spiritual body. I watch your YouTube shows, and besides the information you give, there is something else that is apparent. Perhaps most people would not notice, but I do because I care about you and what you are doing. And I want you to be 100% so you can realize your mission. I would very much like to talk to you about this and show you how you can help yourself and give the same thing to the millions of people you already impact with your message. I am available to do this, and we can do this over the phone anytime. That's it.
Great. Bravo. Beautiful.
That is really wonderful.
So you think it's ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
You should
Cool.
send it. It's ready.
It was beautiful.
Thanks, Ray.
I'm going to send mine too. Well, I thank you all for designing this with me and for being something that somebody like Lisa or Ron can come into. And I thank you for having each other's backs and for having my back.
Thank you.
I appreciate all of you so much, and you are, I say again, you are exceptional, you are rare. This is something, you give me something that's unique. Something I don't get from my cat. I love you in a different way than I love my cat. And with that...
Love.
Oh, Boots, I think I will call you. Oh, and also you were saying like you wanted to stay on for a little while. I'm gonna stop filming though. This is it. Thank you all, and let's. What do we do at the end, Boots?
Let's go to the 144th dimension.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm there. This movie was given to you by HUM, the World Ministry of Immunics, which enables you to cure medically incurable diseases. We also produce the Cure Drive in the iCollege of Immunics. This is the home page. And as you see here, the movie that starts playing automatically when the page opens is a 3-hour tutorial film, which underneath it is the beginning of a series of movies. If you click on these links, you go to another movie that's a continuation of the tutorial, showing different aspects of the things that people need to get into when they cure things. The movie shows many people curing things. You'll find complete cure tutorials on the home page. Under the group at the top is another, this is a video and text tutorial, and if you click on the link, you'll see it has 10 lessons, and you can click on each lesson and you'll see that the lessons are movies interspersed with explanations. And if you continue scrolling down the home page, you'll find a huge bank of movies of people curing things. Here's one of someone curing multiple sclerosis that you can click on and these play. Hopefully this one will play in a moment. There it is. So that woman cured PPMS and MS. Here you'll find people from every continent: Europe, the US, Asia, Canada. This woman cured shingles, and in this particular movie that's what she's demonstrating. And at the top of the home page you will find links to the cure meetings that we have every week. 9 p.m. New York time, Rome time 8 p.m. Underneath the cure meetings you'll find a link to friend me. It's actually Byard. I'm Byard speaking to you on Facebook, and you'll meet many people who are my Facebook friends there who have cured various diseases. Many of us have cured herpes, which is what I cured. Also there, if you have trouble getting signals, there is a whole bank of movies that focus on people who are just starting to get their first signals. Many of these people went on to bigger and better things, and you see them in other movies. But these are movies about their signals, how they got their first signals. At the very top of the home page, you will find above the masthead a link to the cure shows. And we documented people curing things on, we did this on the phone. There are shows on about 75 diseases, and the diseases are listed alphabetically, as you can see. You actually hear the people curing these diseases during these shows. That's post-traumatic stress syndrome from 9/11, the catastrophe. We have a show on that, and fever, somebody curing the fever, several people curing fibromyalgia, flu. We had a flu hotline, and there are many people. These people are actually curing flu, and the flu stops. It clears up during the 15 or 20 minutes of the call. It doesn't take long to cure the flu. Over here you have paralysis, parasitic parenting, Parkinson's disease. When you cure something, please join your voice with the voices of the many people who came before you by reporting your cure in our poll, which you can do right above the tally of the cures that people have reported is here at the top. And as you can see, there's a little link here. And if you click on that, you will come to a form that enables you to report your cure. This page is the hub of the Web College, and as you can see, there are detailed lessons on how to remove viruses, cure cancer. Here's a movie on the right here of a doctor who actually years ago cured the flu on camera. You'll notice that skill 1 in the hierarchy of skills is cure physical diseases. That's actually the easiest thing with this particular approach. And I've put a great many things in the hierarchy of skills that relate to curing physical diseases, such as ending trauma, working on your organs. Now, if we go into the Recode Your DNA, there are 10 applications or 11 applications, and Recode Your DNA is one of them. If we go inside here, what we see is a page with a huge amount of links. And then if we look at the links on the right, after the ones on the left which prepare you, these are the actual lessons. And you can see some of them. It might be hard for some people to see why blind installation procedure is related to recoding your DNA. And this is why we've put it in this application, so that it relates it in your mind. This is the reason the Webb College is organized the way it is to relate things for you in your mind. And obviously there are a huge number of things, like if you're curing cancer or herpes or any medically incurable disease, it's obvious that there are a great many things that you have to learn. And they're different for everybody. You do not have to learn everything that's listed here. And in fact, cure is instantaneous. And it's always unexpected how it will come. Like, watch these women. They're going to give you a perspective. This is a good way to conclude this little overview I'm giving you here. Say, can I go to the 144th dimension? See if you get a signal on that. Can I go to the 144th dimension?
Can I go to the 144th dimension? Yes? I guess I can.
Go ahead and do it.
Okay, both of you go to the 144th dimension.
I'm taking myself to the 144th dimension.
Me too.
No stopping for gas on the 8th dimension.
I feel clear.
I feel less interested in anything below the 144th dimension.
Can we stay here all the time?
I know, exactly.
Well, I mean, this would take a lot of backstory, but there are some decisions that my family's making that I now feel clear about.
Yes, because when you have that perspective from the 144th dimension,
Yeah.
you simply don't care about anything as much.
That's exactly it. But I don't care doesn't sound so good.
Well, see, that's right.
That is it. That's really
Not
it.
in effect.
When people hear we say we don't care, they go, "Well, God, that's sick," you know.
Okay, I know.